Hello, dear friends. Happy Life. Today's chapter 31. Be a peacemaker. Live in peace and promote it wherever you may be. Widespread turmoil and fighting could be prevented or at least circumvented if people would practice mutual goodwill. Receiving an offense in silence, meeting an attack with forgiveness, or diverting a blow would prevent many conflicts that erupt in flames of hatred. Believe in the power of nonviolence, and peace will blossom in your heart and the hearts of those around you. The message of today is a message of peace, a message of nonviolence. As always, we like to remind that everything starts from within us. Therefore, violence exists within us in our relationship with ourselves, violence and hostility. It is important that we understand the presence of violence and conflict within us. The world is always a manifestation of what goes on in our inner world individually and collectively. Obviously, this is the purpose of the whole journey, and this is a lifetime challenge that we have and invitation that we have to understand our inner conflicts and to take care of ourselves with self-love and acceptance. In the meantime, while we are doing this work and on our way to inner peace, we have some resources that we can use to help stopping violence. We can choose to live differently. So we are very much instinctive beings still. In other words, we react a lot more than we act. So one thing that we can do is certainly pay attention to our reactions, and they start organically. Our physical body will respond to hostility, to anger, to attack, to unfairness, and we will have our heart beating faster. Sometimes we sweat, sometimes we have discomfort in our stomach, sometimes we have headaches, tension. So these are all signs that we are in a reactive mode. We can observe these signs and we can identify them, and we can give ourselves some space before we react. So if you find yourself in a situation of a lot of tension and conflict, we may choose not to speak, you may choose not to react. We may say to yourself or whomever is with you, you know what? It's best if I don't speak right now. Let me take a time because I don't feel like I'm in a good place to speak. I don't want to hurt anyone and I don't want to hurt myself. So it's okay to take some time to walk away, to take a deep breath, and then give yourself a chance, instead of reacting, to act, to make a conscious choice of how you're going to deal with that situation. And here's one that gives us some important tips, right? Receive an offense in silence. Meet an attack with forgiveness. Divert a blow that could have prevented a conflict. So when we choose to live in peace, we have that standard, that paradigm, that desire in our minds. It is always worth it to do those things, at least to attempt, to work towards, because as we respond to aggressiveness with aggressiveness and to hostility with hostility, we are not only not solving anything, but we are creating a very toxic world, not only outside of us, but within ourselves. Conflict does not resolve anything, does not solve anything. On the contrary, if you feed into the anger, if we feed into the violence, we are committing a violence first against our own selves. When we wish to live in peace, we need to be the ones who are making it happen. It needs to start within someone. Violence does not come to an end if one part of the conflict does not make a decision to end violence. Someone needs to take the first step to end violence, whether it's violence in your family, violence at work, violence in society. Someone needs to be that courageous, heroic one who says, I don't want to live this way anymore, and I rather suffer in silence, I rather deal with my emotions, but I don't want it to live this way. If each one of us would choose that, then we would be in a more peaceful world. Believe. First very, very powerful, important step is to believe in the power of nonviolence, and then you will enjoy the results. Peace will blossom in your heart and in the hearts of those around you, and you will take the credit from being the one who actually trigger the whole peaceful process. We can do this one step at a time, one conflict at a time, one choice at a time. So let's spend our day today choose non-violence, choosing peace, choosing to be in harmony with ourselves and the world around us.